Dr. Pepper, often celebrated as a beloved beverage, has a rich and surprising history extending far beyond its status as a mere soft drink. This iconic fizzy refreshment has woven itself into the very fabric of American culture, leaving an indelible mark on taste buds and pop culture alike. With its distinctive fusion of 23 secret flavors and a penchant for unconventional advertising strategies, the narrative of Dr. Pepper stands as a tribute to the timeless influence of a carbonated, tasteful, and entirely unparalleled sensation. In this exploration, we delve into the world of Dr. Pepper, uncovering the secrets, stories, and significance that make it so much bigger than you may initially realize. Dr. Pepper, a fizzy beverage, came into existence during the late 19th century thanks to the ingenuity of Charles Alderton, a pharmacist from Waco, Texas. This delightful concoction made its initial appearance around 1885 and was later introduced on a national scale in the United States in 1904. Today, you can find Dr. Pepper enjoyed by people not just in the United States but also across Europe, Asia, and North and South America. At one point in history, Dr. Pepper held a position of prominence, even surpassing that of Coca-Cola, primarily because it predated Coca-Cola, albeit by a mere 6 months. It proudly carries the title of the oldest American soft drink brand, owing to its rich heritage. Thanks to the creative abilities of a pharmacist called Charles Alderton at Morrison's Old Corner Drugstore in Waco, Texas, Dr. Pepper was created in 1885. He mixed a variety of tastes in the soda machine of the drugstore to develop a tasty beverage. The drink was given the name Dr. Pepper, and the unsolved mystery of its origin still lingers to this day. According to one theory, Dr. Charles Pepper, who had a relationship with Morrison, the store's owner, is where the name came from. Another hypothesis holds that the word doctor was added to the name to promote it as a healthy beverage from a drugstore. The distinctive flavor and memorable name propelled Dr. Pepper to widespread acclaim, resulting in substantial sales at the local pharmacy. Yet, as the demand began to surpass their manufacturing capabilities, Charles Alderton, the creator, shifted his attention towards medicinal endeavors instead of continuing the soda production. To increase output, Wade Morrison, the store's owner, later partnered with Robert Lazenby, the owner of a ginger ale business. They began by giving syrup to different soda machines, but over time, they hired outside companies to bottle and sell Dr. Pepper. This tactic contributed to its establishment as a cherished regional beverage throughout Texas. Wade Morrison, one of the first inventors of Dr. Pepper, passed away in 1903, ending their collaboration. Unfortunately, the timing wasn't the best since the following year, Robert Lazenby introduced Dr. Pepper at the St. Louis World's Fair, giving the brand a lot of publicity. This event is sometimes recognized as introducing well-known items to a sizable and diversified audience, comprising up to 20 million participants, including sausages, sugary treats, and frozen yogurt cups. They established Dr. Pepper's existence when a sizable portion of them tried hot dogs and Dr. Pepper for the first time. The brand experienced achievements and setbacks during the next 80 years, but effectively implemented marketing strategies that constantly fueled its growth. A well-known marketing strategy for Dr. Pepper was launched in the 1930s, concentrating on the precise hours of 10 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, and 4 p.m. The company's identity was greatly influenced by this promotion, which was even mentioned in the product labeling. This campaign cleverly urged people to consume 3 Dr. Peppers each day to fight weariness. Dr. Pepper decided to drop the period from its name in the 1950s, probably as a tactical choice to improve advertising and legibility. The company introduced the well-known Be a Pepper ad in the 1970s. Dr. Pepper embarked on a quest to find a larger company interested in acquiring them. From that juncture, the brand changed ownership 4 times, each transition representing a new chapter in its history. We'll try to keep it simple, but it can become confusing. Dr. Pepper was eliminated from the stock market in 1984 after being purchased by Forstmann Little and Company, an investment business, in a significant leverage takeover for $615 million. To reduce debt and effectively erase certain recent modifications that had shown to be harmful, this action resulted in the sale of some Dr. Pepper assets, including its bottling facilities. Then in 1986, another noteworthy development occurred when Coca-Cola tried to acquire Dr. Pepper for $470 million. The significant event of that year was the $416 million leverage buyout by an investment firm named Hicks and Haas to purchase Dr. Pepper. The same bank bought 7-Up's American subsidiaries after this acquisition. Due to the merger of the third and fourth biggest beverage manufacturers at the time, this agreement was necessary. They combined these brands into one business, which they adequately named Dr. Pepper 7-Up, and in 1993, the company went public on the stock exchange. However, this corporate setup was only in place for around 2 years. The combined firm Dr. Pepper 7-Up experienced a significant change in 1995 when Cadbury Schweppes purchased it. Cadbury Schweppes was a different, somewhat smaller soft drink firm in the early 1980s, and it understood the requirement in order to grow and remain competitive in the industry, thus adding a fascinating dimension to this story. Cadbury Schweppes decided to split up its numerous beverage brands, becoming the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group, a new publicly traded company. Before enabling them to function separately, they merged these brands under a single roof. It's important to remember that the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group spent a hefty $1.7 billion on acquiring additional brands in 2016. The most recent big change in ownership occurred in 2018 when the well-known coffee maker Keurig Green Mountain paid a substantial $18.7 billion for the purchase of the whole Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. Reflecting on the transition into the 1980s, it's remarkable to note that hardly any of these brands shared any connections. Yet today, over 40 years later, they've gradually amalgamated into a company that remains less than half the size. The Dr. Pepper story is more than just a story about a carbonated beverage. It is a monument to the enduring appeal of a well-known American company. It has endured ups and downs, adjusted to shifts, and changed ownership. But it retains a special place in the hearts of countless people, serving as an example that timeless tales can come from the most unexpected places. So whether you've been a lifelong fan of Dr. Pepper or are only now learning about its past, the legacy of this fizzy soda highlights the impact of flavor and invention in the beverage industry. As we wrap up our journey through the fascinating history of Dr. Pepper, I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite Dr. Pepper memory? Or do you have any unique stories or experiences related to this iconic beverage that you'd like to share? Please feel free to leave your comments or memories in the section below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can stay updated with more insightful content.